Imagine being in the midst of a high-stress emergency. Your mind racing, and every second counts. What if you had a tool that could help you regain your composure and clarity in those crucial moments? Where I'm going to dive into the world of mindfulness and its powerful impact on managing stress. Today we'll uncover simple yet effective techniques like focused breathing and grounding techniques that can instantly calm your mind and sharpen your focus. So stay tuned as we explore how integrating these practices into your daily routine can not only enhance your performance in the field, but also build long-term resilience and improve your overall well-being. So let's get started on discovering how mindfulness can be your ally in navigating the demands of your crucial role.
Welcome to Shields Down, Healing for First Responders, the podcast supporting those on the front lines as they navigate PTSD and trauma. Each episode brings stories of resilience, expert insights, and tools for recovery, offering hope and a path forward. So put your shield down, reclaim your strength, and remember, you're not alone.
First, let's start on the impact of stress on your decision making. Stress can really impair cognitive functions and decision-making abilities, making it very hard to respond effectively in high-pressure situations. When you can begin to understand this impact, and it can really help first responders, yourself, myself, really recognize when you need to employ stress management techniques. So what are some of those cognitive functions, decision-making abilities that hinder us, right? So cognitive overload and impaired judgment. First, high levels of stress can really lead to this cognitive overload, which reduces the brain's ability to process information effectively. And this can really compare that judgment and lead to slower reaction times. And then it'll increase the likelihood of errors and difficulty in prioritizing tasks effectively. And as first responders, we need to have our judgment on par. We can't have it impaired. We can't have this cognitive overload where you've made too many of these decisions and we don't know really what's going on and how to respond effectively to the situations that come into our lives. Secondly, emotional responses in decision making, right? Stress triggers emotional responses such as anxiety, fear, which can really cloud decision-making abilities. These emotional responses can lead to reactive rather than thoughtful decisions, potentially exasperating the situation or causing unintended consequences, right? It's those situations when, you're driving in traffic and someone cuts you off and your initial reaction is an emotional response and you know exactly what most people do. And it really comes down to you making the decision to not react that way. What about chronic stress and long-term effects of these decision makings? Prolonged exposure to stress can lead to chronic issues such as burnout and decreased cognitive functioning. Over time, this can really diminish our overall decision-making capacity and the effectiveness that it has. Highlighting the importance right now of implementing a regular stress management practice, because this is going to help to maintain that optimal performance and well-being. We're really going for that mindfulness life, that area that we're going to create long-lasting change, being there in our job, fully being there in our job. Mindfulness as a tool for stress reduction is going to being fully present. It's going to help you be in the moment. It can help us as first responders manage stress by improving focus and that emotional regulation. Now, regular mindfulness practice can reduce overall stress and enhance resilience in the short term and the long term. Now, I'm not saying, my friends, that you need to become a Buddhist monk or things like that. But doing regular grounding techniques, regular situation is going to help. It's going to enhance focus. It's going to enhance your concentration, right? Mindfulness improves attention by training the mind to stay focused on that present moment. This enhanced focus is going to help us make clearer, more informed decisions under pressure and avoid those distractions that can exacerbate stress. Right? I remember watching Act of Valor, and in that movie at the very beginning, when they're all standing around that fire pit, one of the guys in charge, the sergeant, although I don't think it was, basically said to them, if there's anything you have distracting you that's going to affect you downrange, get it out. We'll sort it out. We'll deal with it because we need your mind clear. We need you to know. And that, my friend, is why it's so important to clear your head daily, right? To have those journals of just getting crap out of your head onto paper and just analyzing it. Because we always make shit up in our heads. And when we do that, it's going to cause us to believe our life is worse than it truly is. And mindfulness as a tool is going to help you to overcome that. Right? Practicing mindfulness is going to allow you to observe your emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Being able to look at them from the outside. This is going to give you that opportunity to recognize your emotional responses as they arise. And as first responders, we can manage our emotions more effectively and reduce impulsive behavior and maintaining a calm demeanor in these stressful situations. I'm just going to do a side note here. I am going to move my mic closer to me, so the volume may go up, and I just want to let you guys know that. Because when it goes up, you're going to have to turn it down. Okay, so the third thing about mindfulness as a tool is it's a reduction in overall stress levels. Right? Regular mindfulness practices has been shown to lower overall stress by promoting relaxation and reducing the body's stress response. Now, as first responders, this means greater resilience to the daily demands of our job and the healthier approach to managing both acute and chronic stress. Right? We're going to be stressed every single day. It's part of our career. It's part of who we are as first responders. But acute stress is okay. Chronic stress is not. And when you're dealing with stress that you've compounded on top of each other, this is going to give that part of your life confusion, and it's going to cause this distractions within you. And that's what we don't want, my friends. We want to be able to be clear when we're on the job. So practicing mindfulness techniques for immediate use, right? I talked about it on the last episode, just how to take a minute to really just put yourself in a happier place, somewhere that you're able to really bring yourself back. Now, simple mindfulness techniques such as focus breathing and grounding techniques, these can be used in the field, right? Just like the other one. And it can quickly regain composure and clarity. These techniques can be integrated into your daily routines, and it's going to build long-term stress resilience. When you begin to practice mindfulness techniques on the job, when you're, in these high stress situations, it's going to lower your heart rate. It's going to lower that stress level. Think about, a sniper. When they're in the field or even training, what do? They focus their breathing. Some snipers can actually lower their heart rate to almost stopping before they take the shot. Now, this is a practice that they've had to do through mindfulness. And these techniques can provide immediate relief, right? Just by calming the nervous system and refocusing the mind. It's essential, and it's going to help you make those clear, effective decisions under pressure. Regular mindfulness techniques are going to help you build long-term resilience and stress-free, well, not fully stress-free, but, it's going to lower that stress. Just by integrating very simple mindfulness techniques into your daily routine,
you can improve your overall stress management. And it's going to lead to that emotional regulation and stronger ability to handle future stressors more effectively. And that's what we want to do, my friends. We want to prepare so that when that next situation comes, when that next event comes, we can handle it because our stress level is low. If you're already at a high stress level prior to getting to an event, your emotions are going to be out of whack. And it's going to cause you to act irrational to the situation, right? This is why, I believe that first responders sometimes, there's excessive force or certain things. It's not because of the situation that happened. Yeah, it's part of it. But there's also other stress factors leading up to it, right? For example, let's say a situation where an officer responds to a previous staff assault. Now, in some situations, officers can go over the top. They can, punch and kick and hit and really assault this person. Now, that's not part of our job. But because of other stressors, or maybe you had something going on at home or a different situation, this has caused that over-the-top arrest. And I firmly believe that that's because that previous stresses haven't been handled. So you're bringing all of this into that one situation. Yeah, it feels good in the moment. After the moment's over and the suspect is arrested and situations are done, you go back and you go, what the heck did I do? What was I thinking? Because you have time to think back. You're not in the chaos of the event. And that's why mindfulness and mindfulness practices are so important. Because they're not only going to help you manage stress, they're also going to enhance your job performance and your personal well-being. So my friends, by fostering a more focused and balanced mindset, as first responders, we can really improve our reaction times. We can really improve our decision-making abilities and our overall mental health, which is going to contribute to that more effective and sustainable career. You're not going to have that burnout. And that's what we're going for. So I'm going to leave you with a little bit of another exercise. It's called a grounding techniques. It's very simple to do. Write it down because it's something you can do in your car, at work, and it brings you back to that present moment. It brings you back to the time that you're like, okay, I'm here right now. I don't need to stress about what's happened in the past. I don't need to worry about what's not here in the future. Bring me back to right now. And it's called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right? So you just find a quiet space, even just for a few seconds, where you can just focus on yourself. And then look around. Look around at the surroundings around you. Look inside you. Feel your presence. Open all your senses up. And then what you're going to do is you're going to identify 5 things you can see around you. Observe them. Describe them in your mind. Right? Right now I see my coffee cup. It's blue. It's got coffee in it. It's got writing on it, right? Really get detailed about 5 different things that you can see. And then once you've done that, identify 4 things you can feel, right? Right now I'm sitting at my desk. I can feel my desk. I can feel the ground on the floor, right? The texture of the clothes, the surface you're sitting on, all these different things. And then once you've identified 4 things you can feel, identify 3 things you can hear. Pay attention to background noises. Close your eyes and see how they affect you. Listen to people talking around you. Maybe there's birds, maybe there's water, vehicles, whatever it is. Pay attention to that background noise. And then identify 2 things you can smell, right? If you can't smell anything, think about a present scent. Are you wearing deodorant? Is there food around you? Different things. Find 2 different things that you can smell. And then identify 1 thing you could taste, right? This can just be as simple as the taste in your mouth, or maybe something you recently ate. Maybe you're chewing on gum. Who knows? And this exercise that takes you maybe 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how long you take to really observe each one of these areas, is going to anchor you to that present moment. And it's going to reduce those feelings of overwhelm and stress. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today on this episode.
I hope that you've gained these valuable insight on how to use your mindfulness techniques, such as, grounding techniques that I just gave you, maybe focused breathing like I gave you on the other episode. Because this can really make a significant difference in managing stress and enhancing your resilience. By integrating these practices in your daily routine, you can not only improve your immediate response in high pressure situations, but also build long-term mental health, mental strength, and your well-being. Remember, mindfulness isn't just a tool for the moment. It's a powerful ally in your journey towards better stress management and a more balanced life.
Thank you for tuning in to Shields Down, Healing for First Responders. Remember, healing is a journey, and each step forward matters. Now, if today's episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories, insights, and tools for recovery. Together, we'll build a stronger, more resilient community. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and we'll see you on the next episode.